Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get really good levels from that nonsense.
Oh, good. Great. Then I don't have to say anything else, do I?
Dear.
Well, now my shirt's all out of sorts.
Oh, now my phone's going pling. We're just doomed. We're not meant to record today. It's just not meant to happen. Sorry, people. Bye-bye. What?
You have been attempting to listen to Cellulose Free. Your hosts could have been Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who would have done the artwork and music.
But we just can't be bothered.
No.
No.
Even though we got out all the stuff.
That's right.
And have set it up, and even started recording.
Yeah, it's just too much.
No.
Yeah. And I want cheesecake.
Well, you can't have cheesecake until you finish recording the thing.
Can't have your pudding if you haven't eaten your meat.
Colin had a problem and a microphone to spare. Thomas took it up and so the podcast went to air. For weeks and months they trolled through every single DVD. They've unwrapped all the ones they can and now they're cellulose free. Now they're cellulose free.
Hello, dear listener, and welcome to Cellulose Free. My name is Colin, and with me, as always, is my fellow film watcher, compadre and son, Thomas.
Hi, hello.
What have you been up to?
The Olympics sure continue to happen.
They do?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've been watching them, and I've been seeing some great sporting moments.
Right.
None of which I can particularly bring to mind, but...
I did see a sport that I had no idea existed, let alone was in the Olympics.
Uh-huh.
And that was the horse gymnastics on a horse.
Yeah.
I've seen performances like that as a performance, but I had no idea that it was a actual Olympic sport.
I received a book in the mail yesterday, and by the end of the day, I had finished reading the book.
You need to pace yourself, Thomas. Get the value out of it. Read each word 3 or 4 times before moving on to the next. Like when you're eating food, you chew your food and just enjoy each little morsel.
Uh-huh.
You just scoffed it down, and it's not good for you. You end up with mental burps.
Right.
If you read too quickly.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
just as if you eat too quickly.
So it took me to about 8 hours to read this over 500-page book, and that was with gaps in between.
While you looked at the pictures.
There were pictures at the start of every chapter, but it was the same picture, and I could see a better quality picture of that picture on the front cover, so no.
Well, that's not really a book, is it? If it hasn't got pictures. But I am assuming it was written in crayon.
No.
What?
No.
Got no interest in it. I wouldn't be able to read it anyway. Okay.
As we're recording this, it is not too late to get your ballots in for the Clarence Elector poll, but as you're listening to this, it is too late.
Too late.
At least 5 hours, if not more.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not know what the Tasmanian Electoral Commission is planning as far as counting and releasing of data.
They plan to start 9 a.m. Friday.
Oh, okay. So they're not even counting on a Thursday afternoon then?
No.
Wow.
No.
They want it all together.
They're probably going to spend most of Thursday afternoon stripping envelopes.
Yes, that's true.
At time of recording, the response rate is 61.13%.
Okay.
Which compares favourably to the 2018 elections, but not so favourably to either of the Glenorchy or Sorrel by-elections.
Right.
It's sort of in the middle.
Uh-huh. And still about 5% short of the US 2020 presidential election.
Mm.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll pick up. in the next 2 o'clock tomorrow.
19 hours?
Yeah, I guess so.
Little under 19 hours now.
Go you, good thing, go. All right.
Yeah. And you?
Oh, is that it for you?
Yeah.
Because of the Olympics?
Yeah.
Me, I've been therapied.
Right.
I have done lots of walks, including a couple of walks over the bridge, which is a bit of a challenge because of the wind direction at one stage and threatening rain clouds. But that didn't happen, so it was actually really good. I got to meet up with a good friend, Lee, on Friday. We had lunch together and had a good chat, and that was good. Haven't seen him for a while. And then I spent my birthday money on a second-hand lens.
Right.
Yes, because I don't have enough lenses.
No. You only have enough lenses for one hand.
That's right. Yeah, this particular lens, it was a bit of an impulse buy, but I was familiar with the lens, and it was there in the window of this shop that sells a small range of second-hand lenses of all brands, and so it was a bit of a surprise seeing that there. I did see it last Tuesday when I was donating blood. I was in town and I saw it and I thought, right, I'm not going to make an impulse buy. I know that I'm coming in on Friday to see Lee. I'll do a bit more research and make a decision. And yeah, I went ahead and did it. And yeah, it's basically a jack of all trades and master of none. So the sharpness in it isn't professional level, but the range of it in such a compact lens, for anybody out there who's familiar with photography lenses, it's the equivalent of a 28 to 300, and it's tiny and it's weatherproof, and I'm quite happy with the results so far. So yeah, other than that, a couple of walks along beaches as well, and nothing else much to report. It's been a crazy old week. There's been crazy other things going on that don't need to be raised here, so I won't. In which case we shall get into what we're here for. We're going to watch a film.
We are.
What are we watching, Thomas? Because it was your choice.
It was. I chose this.
You did.
This is my fault.
It is your fault, and you will be punished severely after we've watched it.
Yeah.
Or during us watching it.
Or before.
Okay, I mean, my memory may be really, really bad here, but I don't recall particularly enjoying this film.
This film is from 1970, and it's a sequel to a film we watched 2 weeks ago, and it's Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
And not next week, but the week after, we'll be watching On the Left Side of the Planet of the Apes, and 2 weeks after that, The Right Side of the Planet of the Apes. And Above the Planet of the Apes will follow 2 weeks after that, and then In Front of and Behind. North by Northwest. No, okay. We are watching Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, they got Hitchcock in for one.
Yeah, yes. Would you tell our dear listener what the plot synopsis that has been kindly provided to us by the big-eared beast?
It is?
Is it Disney?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it is.
The big-eared beast, then.
You just didn't finish the sentence.
Just read the plot synopsis, if you would, please.
Okay.
Provided to us by the big-eared beast.
In the acclaimed sequel to Planet of the Apes, another astronaut crashes through the time barrier searching for the missing Taylor. The daring rescue leads to a subterranean city where mutant humans, who practice mind control, worship a weapon capable of destroying the entire planet. Yeah, it's like I said, they didn't blow it up enough the first time.
No. This whole the acclaimed sequel, who acclaimed it? Well, I guess we'll get to that, except I'll forget, so you're going to have to check now.
You know, in the last film, Taylor says they blew it all up, but the planet looked like it was still there to me.
That's not acclaiming. Or did she acclaim that it was blown up? It was a claim that she made that was proven false by the fact that there is a sequel still on the Planet of the Apes. Oh, Beneath.
Taylor, he.
Taylor. Sorry. I was thinking of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
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 That's what it was.
Are we going to watch the film?
No.
I think we should.
Okay, then.
Probably.
Thomas is going to do nothing because it's all set up, ready to go. We're going to watch this film, and then we're possibly going to have some cheesecake.
Well, possibly in the other order.
Okay, we're going to have some cheesecake and watch the film.
I'm not going to
Thomas
have any
is not
cheesecake.
going to have any cheesecake. He does not eat cheesecake.
I don't eat the cheesecake that we have traditionally made. It doesn't work for me.
It's below you. Beneath. It's beneath the planet of Thomas.
Yeah.
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 Let's just watch this, you mongrel. So, what did you think of that?
That was quite bad. I thought that the original had, fairly sedate pacing. That was just bad. That was just bad pacing. It's 90 minutes and it's about 45 too long.
Yeah, and a part of that 90 minutes was probably about 10 minutes of it was
just
the last bit of the previous movie. Oh dear. I did not recall incorrectly my feelings concerning this. And it's the feelings that I could remember. I could not remember much of the movie at all. Very, very little of it, other than possibly a recollection of the same types of reactions that I was hearing from you and from Raven whilst we were watching. Just incredulous laughter for reasonable swathes of it.
Well, you say that you couldn't remember what happened in it, but there's not a lot to remember.
No.
Very little happens in the film.
Ah, dear, oh dear. It brings back that question of accolades. What accolades were they talking about?
So the description said that it was acclaimed.
Oh, acclaimed. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Acclaimed as being a really, really bad sequel, consisting of that recap and then basically names and faces have changed, but the plot is still the same for the first.
I have found one positive review on the Wikipedia page.
Oh, really?
From a Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times.
Oh, Kev.
Who called it a striking, imaginative picture.
Right. I wonder what he thought of the first one, which this is just such a major rehash of for a lot of it.
Yeah, it's...
And then it veers off into weird territory.
Yeah.
And special effects.
Spends half its runtime just doing Planet of the Apes again.
Yeah.
And then it's a doomsday film.
Yeah.
And they do actually blow it all up this time.
Spoilers!
It's from 1970.
Spoilers, Thomas.
I'm not recommending you watch this film.
Look, I'm giving it the benefit... No, I'm not. It's a bad film, people. It really is rubbish. It's dross. It's... it was painful. It was painful to watch. They did have a lot more prosthetic makeup. Lots and lots more cast members. I suspect that... Oh, okay, the first one was a success. Then we're going to get a bigger budget and we're going to use that on monkey faces.
Yep.
Gorilla faces.
Mutant human faces.
Mutant human faces. The masks were actually quite impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Because when they were holding them, they still very much resembled the actors' faces. And some of the sets were quite impressive. Apart from the fact that I still can't get my head around how all of these things that were above ground are suddenly below ground and merged into the rock. And it... Am I thinking too hard about this?
You're probably thinking too hard about this.
I think I am. Yeah. I shall abandon all those thoughts and try to allow my brain to abandon all thoughts of this movie again, other than obviously that, like a Star Trek beacon that you leave above a planet that says don't go here. Mm-hmm. Way back when I watched this last, I must have left one of those beacons. It says, don't remember anything about this film, just know don't go there again. Oh, I'm not even going to dig up my notes. The only note that I really... I remember two notes, because I only wrote two notes. One was Jerry Goldsmith did not write the soundtrack to this, but the guy who did very much borrowed Jerry Goldsmith's timpanis. And I think he did a fair job of it as far as mimicking Jerry Goldsmith's original dum, 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 boom, boom, ding, boom type of soundtrack. And the other note, when, what was the name? Astra? No.
Nova.
Nova. I knew it had a stellar name to it. When Nova turns up and they are hopping onto the horse, there's a ball of paper. It was as if the director had rolled up a part of the script, right, we're done with that page, and then threw it in front of the camera and it just sort of blew with the wind and rolled. That's what it looked like to me.
Right.
Was a pristine piece of paper rolled in a ball that blew off in the wind. That's it for my notes. Do you have any notes?
No.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about concerning this film?
Only that I am led to believe that things get weirder from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've blown up the planet.
We have.
And there's still more.
There's still more. There's still two more in this.
There's still three more.
Three? Oh, that's right. See, I'm in denial again. I was in denial last week and... Three. Gee.
And then another from Burton.
I guess those beacons are, yeah. I do have vague recollections of one of them. But I can't remember which one it is, because obviously I can't even remember how many there are of them. Oh, shall we move on, Thomas?
Yes, let's.
Let our brains sort of relax. All right, let's move on.
The following segment has no title. Thank you.
We have a total of one comment.
Excellent.
It comes over on Discord from Entuosferatu,
Hi, Entuosferatu.
who says LA will have 2 high-speed rail connections. Sadly, for Colin's opening ceremony speedrun plans, even the initial section of California high-speed rail won't open until 2030 at the earliest.
Oh, will that be soon enough?
And the connection to LA won't be until the phase after that.
Will that be soon enough?
No.
Oh.
Bright Line West might be open, so we could have all the competitors come in from Las Vegas.
Yeah, that'll do.
But they'd have to have the opening ceremonies in the middle of the freeway or in Rancho Cucamonga at the terminal, which is
Cucamonga.
Technically not part of LA. At that point, they should just have the games in Vegas.
Okay, look, I'll write a strongly worded letter to the Olympic Committee saying, okay, where it says, oh dear, my phone's died, where it says LA, we meant LV.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you turn the A upside down and you knock out the little liney bit and see it was Las Vegas all along. The Olympics will be in Las Vegas.
So all these A's that they've had various artists design for the LA 28 logo have been upside down.
They have been upside down
Right.
V's.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the kayaking events are going to be in that big pool in front of one of the casinos that has the spraying fountains. Yeah.
Do they have 2 straight kilometres of water?
Sure they do.
Well, okay. No, LA are planning to go for 1,500 metres instead of 2,000 metres.
What?
Yeah.
Cost cutting. Wow. Already.
Well, it was the place they used for the rowing the last time they hosted. And I was like, well, we have it. It's here. We can...
They attach bungee ropes to the backs of the... until they've paddled for the length of time that generally most will have got to the 500 metre mark. And then they cut the ropes. And then they can continue on. And they've basically done the 2 kilometres.
It won't be a problem for the canoe sprint. They never go further than a kilometre anyway.
Yeah. Mountain biking down the side of the pyramid.
Well, see, the only mountain biking that they do is the cross-country.
Cross-country, yeah.
Which doesn't have a lot of elevation change to it.
Well, they're going to up the ante and you go up the side of the pyramid and then down the pyramid. It's good.
Nosferatu concludes,
Yeah.
I'm excited for your spin-off rewatch podcast of the 1960s TV series, The Monkees.
Oh, see, you misunderstood. I was actually talking about the 1970s Japanese television series that was redubbed into English for the BBC, which was Monkey, with Tripitaka and Monkey and Pigsy and Sandy and the Dragon Horse as they cross...
As they make a journey to the west.
Yeah. As yet one more retelling of the journey to the west, the famous 16th century Chinese saga. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah, which I should point out, the English dub was written by a fairly well-utilised... he actually wrote a 6-episode story for Doctor Who, which turned out to be far too expensive to make, so they never did. But he was a pretty canny scriptwriter. To do the dub, to write the script for the dub of all of these episodes, all he was given was a brief plot synopsis.
Right.
Of the particular episode, and he would then base what was going on in the film and sync the conversations with what that brief plot synopsis went. So we're actually going to watch Monkey.
Right.
Yeah, it's showing on Brawley here.
Right.
Very much a firm favourite when I was growing up. Not The Monkees. No, that was not a firm favourite. I don't think I ever watched an episode of The Monkees. I know the song roughly. Yeah, We're the Monkees. That's all I remember. So thank you, Nosferatu, for your comment.
Which will take us up to the lack of guesses.
It will. I think that's what has caused this dearth of comments for this week's episode. Everyone was so concerned about what you said about my file name that I used that they were scared off. You scared them off, Thomas.
Or they were busy.
No, you just scared them off.
Right.
Yeah. And now they're all hunched over their various electronic devices, eagerly listening to what exactly was so scary about the file name for last week, which... Remind our dear listeners know what movie it was.
We watched Three Amigos.
Three Amigos. Yes, we did.
That is the title of the film.
And this is where the confusion arose from the file name that I actually selected. Because, dear listener, all this time I've been under the delusion that the film that we watched last week was The Three Amigos.
And there are certainly elements within the film that would associate the Three Amigos with whatever it was they were producing.
Yeah, but that doesn't quite hold up because my recollection of how much I'd seen of the film, I don't think stretches to that being a cause of that. So... Somewhere along the line, a "the" has entered into my head as being the beginning of the name of Three Amigos.
And as such, the file name was D, the letter D, 3, the number 3, Amigos.
Just Three Amigos. That's what it was. So you can all get out from under your chairs. Mistakes were made, and I fully own up to my error, and I hope you will all forgive me and contribute this week to the file name.
Oh yeah, have you learnt your lesson?
I don't know. I'm showing Thomas the file name that I've used for this week for the film Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
If you think along similar lines to Planet of the Apes, this should be gettable.
Yeah. Again, keep in mind that I do not go into this pre-planning. It is picking up the machine, thinking the name of the film, and tapping it in. So please, have a go. Do not be timid and afraid. Have a guess as to the file name of this film. And also...
Any other comments, film suggestions?
Yeah.
pictures that you've taken out of a car that's moving too fast for them to make any sense?
I've got a few of those. Yeah. Or any suggestions as to other major landmarks in Nevada
Yeah.
that they can use to hold the Las Vegas Olympics? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good. On all of the major channels that are mentioned in the show notes and at the end of the episode.
Yep.
That would be great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
Yes, let's.
Pick a film for next week so we can go to bed.
Well, this will be awkward, won't it? It's
It
your
will.
turn and
It
your phone has
is
gone
my
flat.
turn, and my phone has gone flat. So I'm going to have to go from memory. I have actually selected a film, and it is a film that is not only on my list of films that I want to rewatch,
Okay.
it's on your list of films that you want to rewatch. It is a animated film,
Okay.
science fiction,
Yeah.
directed by Brad Bird.
Okay.
Buzz in when you're ready.
Is it
Is it?
The Iron Giant?
It is indeed The Iron Giant. I'm very much in the mood to watch The Iron Giant again. A film that, from what I've watched recently, in fact, I watched it after I decided that this is what we were going to be watching next week. I watched a short segment on YouTube about how Brad Bird was really not given the resources to make the film. But he made a jolly good film anyway. Sorry, spoilers. I'm biased. I really like this film, and I'm looking forward to watching it. Are you looking forward to watching it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Would you be able to bring up a plot synopsis, as I can't because my phone has sadly died, and share it with our dear listener?
The Iron Giant is the tale of an unlikely friendship between an alien robot from outer space and a rebellious boy named Hogarth. A bedraggled mum, a paranoid government agent, and a sympathetic beatnik all conspire to turn Brad Bird's The Iron Giant into a gigantic, out-of-this-world adventure.
I should point out that it also stars, which is the other thing that I was going to say before my phone died, as a clue as to what we're watching next week. It stars a voice actor who also voiced Groot
Yes.
in Guardians of the Galaxy and progressive other films. Yes, Vin Diesel does the voice of the Iron Giant. That's what we're watching next week. We hope that you can join us. But until then, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to Cellulose Free. Your hosts were Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who makes the artwork and music. Cellulose Free is recorded in the Deranged Cat Studios in scenic Tasmania, Australia. We keep track of our extensive physical media collection through My Movies, which we highly recommend. You can find links to that, as well as other places you can find us, in the show notes. Cellulose Free is a Hi Hello production.
Take a sharp axe to this episode. This one.
Let the adrenaline just settle, please. My goodness, this is going to be another short episode.
Yeah.
Unless I cut this out,
Yeah.
which will make it shorter. That doesn't make sense.
No.
Okay. Look, I'm going to stop now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah?
No, don't you try and get the last word.
Okay.
Mongrel.